Alright, it's new bike day. Well, kind of new bike day anyway. I bought this, I actually bought this last week I think, but if you're from Tallboy you know what the weather's been like. Decided I wanted something a bit poppier, a little bit more playful, definitely a lot lighter. So I kind of gone the complete opposite of what I had before, which was a, obviously as you might know, it's a Merida E160 with a 180 fork in the front, 174 travel on the rear. So I've kind of swapped over. I've gone the complete opposite direction. I've gone with 120, 130. Basically why? Because I was riding my friend's, I had a little go in the car park with my friend's 5010. And I just thought, oh shit, this is, you know, this feels really nice. So kind of decided, well, I'll have a look for a 5010, and they're very hard to come by, and my local store had this, and say, hang on, let me see if I can get the full name out. Santa Cruz Tallboy V5 XXSL RSV, and probably something after that. Basically it is the top of the line V5 Tallboy. It was a little bit more than I wanted to spend. The retail price on it is, yeah, I would never spend that much on this sort of bike, but I obviously got a significant discount on it because they're just selling out in the country. The new V6 is on its way, so these are just on really heavy discount. So obviously Johnny's looked after me on it, on the price and everything else, and so I really can't fault them. And it's a beautiful bike. It's way over spec compared to what I would have purchased, and I'll go through some of the specs because, like I said, it is the top of the line model. And yeah, so what have we got? Fox 34 factory on the front. Like I said, that's the 130. Some people change these to a 140. I'm not that bothered on it. Reserve carbon wheels in the SL. I don't know whether the SL makes any difference, but it's probably just a super light. Fox factory float on the rear. Drivetrain, I didn't realize this, but this is, and again, I'm not massive on wireless. I don't think wireless is ever all that necessary, but what I like about this one is that it is the it's the XXSL, which I didn't realize the XX is sort of their cross-country, sort of very light duty trail bike stuff, and this is the XXSL, so it's the absolute lightest. You know, it's got carbon components and all the other bits and pieces on it, carbon cranks. Like, it's a beautiful drivetrain, don't get me wrong, like it's very impressive, but not, you know, if I was buying a bike, spec wise is not where I'd go. The only reason I got this spec is because, like I said, stupidly high discount on it, so you know, it is what it is. One up V2 dropper post WTB, I don't know what it is, Silverado. It's quite comfortable, I quite like that one. Chris King headset, Hydra, Industry 9 Hydra hubs, front and rear, Hydra stem, Santa Cruz carbon bar, Santa Cruz handle grips, SRAM ultimate level brakes. I'll go into the good and the bad on this bike in a second because I've just had my first ride on it. And let's go over the things I really love about it. It does pedal well. However, I suck at pedaling. It hurts. I'm used to riding an e-bike, and contrary to what a lot of people say about e-bikes, or e-bike riders anyway, we don't all run around and boost all the time. So when I come out and ride, I tend to stick to, sorry, you're going to see my ugly mug now. I tend to stick to mode 3 or 4 out of 7, so probably anywhere from 30 to 50 Newton meters depending on what the climate's like, because my Merida has a 600 watt hour battery, which when you've got a lot of elevation and stuff like that, it doesn't last for massive rides, so I've got to eke the power out a little bit. But I'm not the ssort of rider that likes to stay and boost the whole time anyway, because I do want to gain some muscle strength, and this bike here just showed me today how much I'm lacking in the strength. If you ride an e-bike, you do get the cardio. Like, ignore what people say, you are going to get a cardio workout still, but it's the leg strength where if you're in boost all day and whatnot, you're not going to build that same leg strength. So pumping the bike, jumping the bike, you don't have that same leg strength that you would if you were riding one of these all day. But yeah, first impressions on this thing is it is fast as fuck. Like, it is so light. It's like, before the water ball cage and all the other bits and pieces, it's like 13 kilos, which my other bike is, I think I weighed it at 22.8, which is actually not bad for a full power e-bike where I have not gone to lightweight components. I mean, I've got carbon wheels and carbon bars and all that on it, but that was more for compliance and stiffness in the wheels than it was for, say, you know, lightweight. I'm not that concerned on it. But this thing, like, it is light. You can just throw it through corners. And that's what I love about that non-e-bike. Like, you can feel when it gets a bit chunky that the bike here wants to skittle. Is that a word? You know, you got that really shaly stuff. It does. The e-bike wants to just, you know, push that stuff into the ground, whereas this feels like it wants to dance over the top of it. But I reckon I probably get this faster around some berms and stuff, just principally because I can just throw it into the corner and just lean it in hard, whereas you've got to be a bit more forward aware with the e-bike. You have to, you're a lot more deliberate, there's a lot more weight, so there's more upper body movement trying to get that bike maneuvered. So yeah, this thing just, yeah, it corners like incredible, and the 5010 apparently is a little bit better for that. But as the guys were saying, when you're at 120 and you're riding somewhere like Dubes, which is not really that many flow trials, there's a bit of chunkier stuff. The 29 just on the Tallboy is just going to roll better over all that chunky stuff, and it did. It was awesome. The thing that really surprised me about it was that even though it's not got a lot of travel, and it feels, when you're not hitting chunky stuff, and when you're not, and you're just sort of pedaling, it feels like a hardtail. Like, it's very rigid in the rear, but it's still got a bit of compliance. But I mean, I'm also coming from a 174mm coil, so it's always going to feel a bit, you know. But what really surprised me was the bottom out resistance on it. I was riding it, and like I said, when you're coming off of lips, and I haven't really jumped it that hard, of course. I bought this because I wanted to learn to bunny hop and jump a little bit better. Trying to bunny hop and jump a 22.8 kilo e-bike with that much travel, it's not the easiest thing to throw around. I mean, this almost felt like my dirt jumper at times. Like, it really felt like a hardtail pedaling it around. But as soon as you come off a drop or you go through the chunky stuff, it's so compliant. Like, I was waiting for that bottom out feeling. I was waiting for that feeling when the bike would just reach the end of its travel, and it didn't. It was so sort of composed. Here you go, mate. All right, sorry about that. Just continue on. I didn't want to have people walking around in the background. It looked like I'm talking to myself. So where was I? So yeah, when I was expecting the suspension to bottom out or just feel harsh, it didn't, and that was really impressive. Like, for 120mm of travel, and I've not really played with the settings on the suspension at all, to be honest. That's, yeah, really impressive. So that, amazing. Like I said, the bike just shreds corners. It just feels so good. Fast. It just wants to go fast the whole time. Forecaster in an EXO case thing with Max Terra on the rear. It did have one of them on the front. I changed that to the Sector EXO Plus with Max Grip, just because I feel like I'm happy for the rear to slide around, a little bit less happy for the front. So yeah, I just went on that. I can feel the rolling difference, the rolling resistance, even just going up my street, I could feel it. So yeah, it's a bit of a penalty. What else can I say? I don't know, everything about the bike just feels really good. maybe not as poppy as I wanted it to be or I expected it to be. And again, I think bikes being poppy is more about your suspension kinematics than anything else. Because I mean, my Merida, I can get it in the air, no problem. Like, it's not a hard bike to get into the air, and it wants to get into the air. It's just that when it's in the air, it's so much heavier that it is hard to move in the air. Whereas this thing, you just throw it around. Like, you know, you can pop it, you can jib it, and it just, yeah, it's just a lot easier to maneuver. So that's exactly what I wanted when I went to the bike store, and that's why I said 5010. I mean, like, you know, look at the Tallboy, because it's the same basic bike. It's just that it's got the 29 on the rear. It's a bit better rolling, and I'm glad I did go this one, because the climbing is, let's just say this is the first time I've ridden an analog bike back up end tubes. I hate myself for it. My legs are absolutely gone. I'm hoping it gets better. I really do hope it gets better. I hope my legs adjust to it, because yeah, that was the shortest ride I've done here for a long time, I can tell you. Other things, the drivetrain is really nice. Like, I kind of expected, because everyone loves the SRAM wireless drivetrains, I thought it might be a little bit quicker. I don't know that it's that much quicker than the Link Glide on my Merida. And the Hyperglide, the new Di2 Hyperglide, is supposed to be even faster. But I will say, that is one beefy bloody driveline, and it is lightweight. It's like half the weight of my XT. I think it's the 8150. It's the older style that has power going to it and a signal cable going to the shifter. But in saying that, I'm so used to my e-bike, I shift gears and then I forget, because I have free shift on my other bike. So I switch gears, and then I just think, oh, the motor will turn it over and switch the gears for me. And it doesn't, because there's no motor, that's my legs. And it doesn't happen. And then I'm like, I'm an idiot. I haven't pedaled, so it hasn't switched gears. If you've got an e-bike and you're not using some sort of free shift or something like that, if you've got a Bosch, I think the Shimano will do it. If you've got an Ampflow or any Avanox system, I believe SRAM does it. Just get that sort of system. Honestly, if you got a Shimano motor, the Shimano Di2 will do it. That free shift is awesome. If you haven't tried it, you have to try it. It's awesome. Yeah, obviously you're not going to get that on a pedal bike. The only thing you're going to get on maybe is the pedal bike, a non-e-bike, pinion drivetrain to do it, but then, you know, you're adding 2.5 kilos for a gear, and you don't want that on a very lightweight trail bike. What else? The only thing, there's only one thing about this bike that I'm not completely stoked on, and I did have reservations about it. I did initially, was the the SRAM level R brakes. They're advertised as an XC brake. They're 180 front and rear on this bike. Maybe they're not fully bedded in yet, but definitely I think the bike is way more capable of hitting speed than those brakes are of stopping it. And I did notice in a few reviews they did say the brakes are probably a little underwhelming for what this bike is capable of, and I'm gonna have to agree for the moment, because I did go off a little jump I normally jump off of on Turkey link, or the link going into Turkey, and yeah, my Shimano XTs, which to be fair has the same braking power as an SLX and Dior and XTR, stopped my 22.3 kilo e-bike, no problems. These level R's did kind of struggle to pull this one up a little bit. And I know I don't have a big grippy tire on the rear, but yeah, that was a little bit hairy. I was a little bit surprised. Like, the brakes themselves feel really nice. Like, I love the leather feel on them, but I think the outright power is probably not where it needs to be. But otherwise, yeah, I'm really stoked with this. I mean, I'm super stoked with it, especially on the price I got it for. I'm not going to say the price, because the price is pretty rude, to be honest. A couple of the guys at the bike store were like dude, he wouldn't have even sold it to us for that. Good. No. No, but you know, they really looked after me on this Johnny Sprockets. I buy pretty much like 90% of everything from there. If it's something I don't carry, I try and get them to order it in. But yeah, so first day out on the bike, a lot of fun. I'll have it in the video. Rode with my friend Jill. She's got a 5010. Both had a ball, but yeah, this whole climbing thing sucks balls. I'm not gonna lie, it really sucks. But downhill is fantastic. Climbing was, let's just say that, yeah, not amazing. I'm sure it'll get better. It better get better. Yeah, let's leave it at that, shall we?